right, welcome guys. Welcome. Good to see that a lot of people are showing interest in Converge. We have been away for a while, but now we are back, and as always, it's going to be awesome, right? So, thanks to Vinod once again for inviting me to Converge 2024. Again, it's always nice to be there, and this time the focus is on options. All right, we are going to be focusing on options during the Converge event, and I am specifically going to focus on trading options intraday using volume spread analysis. So I will be keeping my time frame as intraday. The instrument will be options, and I will be using the tool called as volume spread analysis, which is one of my favorite tool to share whatever I have learned about trading options intraday using volume spread analysis. So let me quickly go through what all I'm going to cover in this. A little bit about me. Now, if you have known me, then you know. But if you are new here, I've been a trader since 2005. This is when I left my job, right? And then I started full time trading. Obviously, like what I expected did not turn out to be true. It was a very long struggle, but then finally I got it. Then around 2016, what I believed is that I have gone through a struggle long enough. I have learned how to get out of it, how to make sure that you can actually make consistent profits from the market. So let me share my learnings with people, with traders who are struggling like me. So I have been doing that since 2016, right? So it's almost like how many 8 years now that I've been sharing whatever I have learned in my struggle and in my journey about trading with you guys, right? Now, my favorite tool, or rather the tool that completely changed the way I trade, the way I look at markets, was market profile. And VSA is equally powerful tool that I've been using in combination with market profile for a long time. All right. So again, like how I came about knowing about Bell TPO is via my first purchase of an official market profile software. I don't even know when I did that. Uh, long back, I purchased it, and then that is how I came to know about Vinod, about this company, and it has been a long association since then, and it has been very uh, you know fulfilling one, right? Okay, so this Converge, I'm going to be focusing on VSA, right? Market profile, obviously, there are other mentors who are equally good, if not better than me, who are going to cover market profile. I'll be looking at VSA, right? And I'll be sharing with you how I trade futures and options, specifically options using VSA. But I trade futures from the short time frame. I use options to develop some strategies from a slightly higher time frame, and I've been doing that kind of trading for a while now. All right. So Converge is a offline residential kind of event. If you don't know about it, it will be held in Bengaluru. All the details obviously are available on the Converge website, which is convergemeet.com, right? So I will be speaking on day one. Now you'll be wondering why we have day 4 here, because we at Converge believe that we need to give you uh, maximum possible chance to make the most out of the 3-day conference, right? So sometimes these topics can get a little complicated. So what we do, why is this happening? Okay, what we do is we conduct, right, 3 online sessions before the actual offline conference, and there we discuss some basics of the topics that we are going to cover. So this is day 4, because there will be 3-day online sessions before you get into actual Converge conference, so that you have a basic idea about what you're going to learn. And it does not happen like that you are completely new to a topic and you get overwhelmed by it. So we take care of that. So my topic will be basics of VSA, basics of options, and combining VSA plus options for intraday trading, right? So what I will be covering, I will be covering advanced basics, because the regular basics will be covered on the online session. Then I'll be sharing some VSA application tips and tricks, like what mistakes to avoid, what you can do to improve your application of VSA. What other tools you can use with VSA, I'll just briefly go through that. Then I will get into options advanced basics. So like, if you are trading for a while, you already know what options are, but still I will go through some advanced basics which are pertinent to the topics that we are going to cover during the 3-day conference. All right. Then I'll share specifically the way I use options, because options is a tool that has so many applications and uses. You have to really choose which one you want if you want to make sure that you're using it well and not getting distracted, right? And then I'll also share how to use options for intraday trading, and that is kind of the part one of my presentation. And then in the second part, I will be going into very very detailed specifics. All right, so like how to find entry, exit, and stop loss using VSA strategy. Now, I know people are constantly asking for this, and I'm constantly saying that I don't believe in that, but I will give you something that you can go home and start using from day one. Okay. And that I'll do for intraday trading specifically. That is the time frame I am targeting. All right. Then I will also help you differentiate between option selling, option buying, and futures for intraday trading using VSA. So I am not specifically going to differentiate between which is better, like selling or buying. See, at the end of the day, it's a strategy. You want to make money from markets. Whatever works for you, you should use. There should not be any preferences. It's just that you should take some time to find out what works for you well. All right. So if option selling works for you, go for that. If option buying works for you, go for that. If you like the plain old futures trading, living on the edge, all right, that also works. So I will quickly share like different strategies for specifically option selling, option buying, and futures. And that is strictly from intraday perspective using VSA. Right. So these topics, maybe it's just 2 slides here, but obviously when we actually start speaking, it has been our experience that time is never enough for us at Converge. We always run out of time. We always uh, overshoot the time that Vinod gives us. But one thing we won't run out of at Converge is obviously topics to share with you guys. We can always bring more. We always do bring more, and we will make sure that it will be a great experience for you. And this is just a promise from me. There are 2 more people who have been trading for a long time, who have a lot of experience in these fields, who are also going to speak. And I think I can now hand over to Vinod to take it over and give it to the next speaker.
Thank you, Dean. It's wonderful. When it comes to your VSA, we always be waiting for the kind of system what you have adapted, and I think many of existing clients, wherever I've taken feedback, they're all very happy about the way you teach VSA concepts, right? And we all are eagerly waiting that how you'll be combining this VSA with option trading. So it's going to be an exciting topic. So I'm also waiting to see. This is something that new that you have developed, I believe. So let's watch out and try to get maximum out of this. And I hope all of you guys would agree with this. And with that, let me hand over the session to Mr. Rajendran. Can you pass the role to Rajendran Dean?
Yes.
Present the role.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, done.
You guys are able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you, Dean. So to be frank, I'm more of a surface level VSA user. So I use mostly VSA for top-down analysis these days. and I would like to learn more VSA from Dean. Last time I had learned a lot more market profile concepts from Dean, so this time it is all about VSA. And I've been speaking in Converge conference since 2016 onwards, right? So though post-COVID, I think this is going to be the first offline session that we are doing. During COVID, we are not able to conduct, and then we gone for an online sort of session. So this is the first time. I mean, even I haven't appeared much on any of the offline medium. So mostly my presence is mostly on the online stuff. So I think this is the only conference I'll be speaking as a speaker, and I'm going to talk about order flow mostly. Particularly with respect to options. So options is the theme this time we chosen with respect to Converge 2024. A little bit about me for the people who are very new to me. My name is Rajendran. So I've been trading this market since 2006 onwards. My primary studies is like market profile and order flow. So even though market profile and order flow is one of my core principles that I use on my day-to-day basis, I also have an algorithmic trading background. I do create algorithmic trading strategies, and off late I do create algo trading platforms also. So one of the platforms that I do create is like an open algo. It's a 100% open source algo trading platform, right? And so what this time I'm bringing to Converge is like kind of morning. It's morning also we discussed about can we do something with open algo for traders, like kind of a scalpers. So we are trying to implement an fast scalping mechanism, probably for a traders. I think most likely we'll be revealing in Converge about the new upcoming scalping tool for intraday traders, particularly for the option traders. So that mostly will be revealing on Converge. So it's an interesting development. So morning only we had that idea of creating an scalping tool. So most likely I'll be implementing on top of OpenAlgo. OpenAlgo is something quite new though. And I've been writing about market profile, order flow, trading systems since I've been writing for quite some time now. Like I've been using market profile for more than a decade now. I think I started using market profile order flow since 2012 onwards. I've been taking continuous effort to improve myself since then. So my session is on 11th of August. So Dean is on day 4 of session. So I'm on day 5 of the session. In my session, I am planning to cover how a trader can make use of the order flow information for their day-to-day option trading strategies. So primarily, what I'm going to cover is like from a straddle perspective. I mean, intraday straddle perspective. You know, these days intraday straddle is quite popular though. So how, as an option trader, they can make use of intraday straddle trading strategies, particularly in combination with the order flow, and how they can make their risk management very tighter. That is what I'm going to talk about. That order flow is all about a very tight risk management based strategies. It always comes with a predefined stop loss, predefined entry point. Naturally, we'll be having a potential target setups also. So from a scalping point of view, I'm going to talk about that. And the most important concept, the volume clusters. So how you can make use of the volume cluster. So what kind of option strategies that one have to adopt when there is a volume cluster is there. So when to use volume cluster, when not to use volume cluster. Now all these days I practiced on top of market profile and order flow is like classification, like which setup to use, which setup to not to use, when to use, when not to use. Right? So the same setup, you know, right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't works. So most of my expertise is on trying to identifying the classification. So what you can anticipate from my session is like a lot of insights about order flow. Along with that, when to use, when to not to use. when it is a strong setup, when it is going to be a weaker setup. So that kind of classification you can always anticipate in my sessions. And of course, most of the time, traders they want some sort of an option buying strategies. So we'll be covering mostly option buying strategies from an in the money options perspective. So what kind of strategies one can adopt using an in the money option strategy perspective, and how to fade the opening swing and intraday, or when to fade, right? So that's the most important question, more than how to fade, right? So it is even more important when to fade the opening swing, and identifying intraday big smart money flow, right? Uh, Along with that, the lot of option strategies which we can use in tandem with order flow. So some of them are like COT failure strategies, strong COT breakout strategies, range bar based trading strategies, stack momentum setups, exhaustion bar based setups. Right. So there are many setups that I've been monitoring and monitoring for a while, and I'll be exclusively talking in Converge 2024. And of course, there are very known setups also we'll be discussing there. So some of them are like exhaustion setups, absorption setups, and importance of delta divergence, strong secure low and weak secure low. So importance of strong secure low and weak secure low, how powerful is a strong secure low is all about. So followed by that, I'll be discussing on when to use order flow using options, OTM options particularly. Right? So particularly when to bet on cheaper options, and momentum based order flow strategies, trading order flow during different volatile phases. You know, right? Market, what is always changing is like the volatility in the markets will be always changing. So different market situations, even though the strategies are same, we may have to adopt different strike prices. Sometimes we may have to go for in the money option, 4 strike in the money, 2 sometimes, sometimes at the money, sometimes out of the money, sometimes monthly options, sometimes weekly options. So when to select what options, so that we will be discussing particularly from a order flow point of view. So this is what I'm gonna discuss. I'm sure Prashant is having a lot more to cover from market profile point of view, and so I'm also doing an pre-Converge webinar on 6th of August. So for the people who are very new to order flow, if in case you feel like I'm very new to order flow, how I can understand. So that is one of the reasons why we kept preview sessions. So where even if you are new to the market profile concept, or new to order flow concept, or new to VSA concept, you can onboard easily and you can get to know the basics, and you can come to the event with an basic framework. At least you guys knows how the basic concepts of market profile, order flow, and VSA works. So that's one of the reason we kept the pre-Converge webinar. So my session is on 6th of August 2024, and I'll be covering the basics of order flow from an option point of view. So see you guys at Converge 2024. And over to Prashant Sawant. So let me change him as a presentator. Prashant, you can take control. Yeah.
Yeah, Rajendran, thanks a lot. Thanks, Dean, and thanks, Vinod. Okay, just confirm whether I'm audible and the screen is clear. Vinod, please.
Yes, perfect, Prashant.
Okay, so thanks a lot. So just to talk about me, I'm an engineer and I'm going to do what an engineer does, which is I'm going to copy what Rajendran and Dean are going to teach on day 1 or 2, and I'm going to paste them and submit my assignment on a lighter note. But on a serious note, what we are going to do is, I think I have learned from Rajendran. He has been one of my teachers, I would say. So a lot of respect to him, and keenly looking forward for Dean's session, because VSA Pro is something that is extremely interesting. Now, coming on to my background, so I worked with JP Morgan Chase, and I was managing prime brokerage and securities lending domains. I'm now a SEBI registered analyst, and you can see me regularly on channels like CNBC and ET Now Swadesh. So I have been known for my strike rate on, just to give you a brief intro, for on options specifically. So most of the times when I'm on the show, I've been asked for options trade. So this was one of the trades that I recently shared on 7th or 8th of April on PI Industries. So we'll talk about the strategies in the session where we can find such trades and how to align to these kind of moves in the market. So if we talk about my specific topics, we are going to start with how to use conventional technical analysis, that is the normal candlesticks, our momentum indicators or some other indicators, but how to club it with market profile and OIC. Now what happens here is, just to give you a brief intro, say for example, a candlestick is giving me a stop loss of X, and as per that X and risk management, I am able to take a quantity of say 1 or 2 lots. If I club it with market profile and then add the layer of order flow, maybe the X becomes as high as X by 5, X by 10, which is your risk becomes at 1/10, 1/5 many times. So you can scale up on the quantity, keeping the risk same. So that is one thing where we'll combine the concepts. Now, how we are going to keep it is, so day 6, that is the third day of the in-person Converge, I'll be taking over the session. And most of these topics we'll do in the pre-Converge. Now, what happens is, based on my prior experience, I've seen that there is at least one person in the room. Like if we say 90% of the people are well aware of order flow and market profile basics, but there is at least that one person in the room who does not even understand candlesticks and who has come, they've shown that initiative, taken that step to start from Converge. So for that one person, we'll start with basics, and it's always good to build from basics, and that's where we'll take it forward. Most important, we'll talk about risk management, and the important part, how to trail the profitable options trade. What happens is, a lot of times you will see that when you enter an options trade, it shows profit, but before we take profit, either we take the profit very early, or we miss the entire profit and it turns into a stop loss, or maybe we don't even keep a stop loss and we end up holding the option till it turns to 0.05. So we'll see what are the best logical and system based strategies to trail and to take the profit, or to have a logical risk based stop loss. Now we'll talk about why market profile and order flow. Now, what are the concepts, basic concepts? I think Rajendra will be talking more about this, but we'll try to use concepts which will be specific to our strategies, which will be focusing on options buying. So we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about selection of options, which options, weekly, monthly, how to select, when to select. Those basic things will cover. Then we go to the first strategy. Now, if you are buying options, the most important thing we need to know is that the price should be having speed, that is momentum. So how to have a strategy where we can catch that momentum, club it with order flow or market profile, and how we can buy options. Now this can be used for intraday as well as for a swing trade, and mainly we'll focus more on the swing trades, which will be stock options, and if it is index, majority of the times it will be intraday, because index carrying on the weekly options mostly becomes a bit risky. Then we'll talk about a very low risk setup for options buying using candlesticks and order flow. Now this will be a strategy where the risk can be as low as a stop loss of say 1,000 or 1,500 per trade or per lot, where you can scale up on the quantity. So that kind of an entry we'll see, where an existing trending move is kind of coming and giving you a low risk entry, where most of the people in the market feel there is a reversal, but it may be the right opportunity for us to enter where a move is just about to start. Then we'll talk about on the basis of opening of the particular day, how and when can you decide whether it's a good day to buy an option, or it should be a day where you should not be trading options, and when can you enter specifically, and what should be your target on that particular day. So we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about volatility bands and how that conventional strategy, the age-old strategy of volatility bands, can be clubbed with order profile, and how we can make it a very high probable setup for buying options. So we'll talk about that strategy. Then we'll talk about traps. Now this is one of my favorite topics, where you get maybe 1:4, 1:5 kind of setups. Very rare, but if we find them, nothing like it, I think, and where you catch them on order flow, the risk reward becomes extremely high. So that's how we are going to discuss at the end of the day. When we meet in person, we'll talk about a few setups which may be live in the market. Now, being a SEBI registered advisor, what I recommend, I cannot trade obviously, but yes, we can obviously discuss from an educational perspective and see what the market has in store for us going forward. So that's how we have completely planned the in-person and the preview. So, and we are going to take it forward. So, we are going to talk about the options market in the pre-converge session, and we'll talk about the right approach to option trading with a few examples. So that's how I have decided to share my knowledge with all of you. Once we are done with Dean's and Rajendra's session, and then we'll have the last half of the day for Q&A and some more discussion with the other mentors as well. So thanks, Vinod. You can take it forward.
Thank you, Prashant. It was wonderful. You can just pass on the role.
Yeah, done. Done.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, Dean, Rajendran, and Prashant Samant. And the topics are really exciting. Okay, and majority of the topics, probably I myself have not come across, and that is something new when it comes to the Converge meet. The topics are tailored in such a way that all the year's findings would be revealed during this Converge meet event, right? So now coming to the event part, guys, let me share some of the details now. Why you should register for this event? That's the first question. Now you are going to get 7 days dedicated to unveiling the mysteries of market profile, mastering order flow dynamics and decoding VSA, and harnessing the power of option trading, right? So why am I saying it's a 7 days event? So if you just scroll down the website, you can see this is going to be an offline event, guys. Let me make it very clear. This, you have a 3 days of offline event, right? That is uh, 10, 11, and 12, right? And you have 4 days of online event, right? And that is on 5th, 6th, 7th, and 14th. I think there is a mistake. The day 7 has to be here, right? So day 7 will be an online event, right? So it is going to be a 3 days offline event, okay? And pre and post Converge online webinars. Now, as our mentors have clearly mentioned that why you need an online webinar for those people who are newly joining this event. So we want to give them the basics of market profile, order flow, and VSA along with some option trading basics. And plus, for those people who are already aware about these basics, I request them to also participate in this pre and post converge events, because it is going to be a kind of rewind sessions for you, right? So that it becomes more clear when you're into the offline event, right? And you will also be witnessing the new product launch, and of course Dean would be releasing a book on VSA, and there will be exclusive offers for the new product launch, and the book also will be given to you, right, during the event day, right? And moreover, friends, I would like to reveal the price. So it's 25,000 for a 3 days event. Remember, guys, it's not 3 days. We are going to give you total 7 days, right? And it's a throwaway price. We have deliberately kept it low because we want maximum participations to happen, because this is the concept where, guys, we can really rely upon when it comes to market profile or order flow system, right? We as a traders, we have very well accepted, and we have thousands of clients who are happy with this system, right? And I would also like to share that this particular system or the Converge event, it is going to be a serious event where a lot of ideas will be shared. It is more of a learning platform. It's all about gaining the tools, strategies to navigate the markets with confidence and finance, right? But beyond the wealth of the knowledge, as that awaits you in the Converge is, the convergence of like-minded individuals, and all driven by the same passion of trading excellence. And it's an opportunity also for you guys to network, share ideas, and forge connections that could propel your trading journey to a new heights, right? So I urge each and every one of you to register now for the early bird offer and embark on the journey that could redefine your trading destination, right? So when it comes to the event dates, we have already reviled, right? So request all the participants to register as soon as possible so that you can get this early bird offers, where it is limited only to the 25 registrants, right? So guys, with that, let's wish you a happy and a great weekend, and hope to see you guys soon in our ConvergeMeet event.